right mind. I don't wanna be on the ground when the time flies. Had so many friends go, I wonder when it's my time. I live every day like I'll die by the nighttime. It took me so long getting back to my right mind. 5 days straight, no rest, oh well. Don't need no scale. I've been on my, I don't need no help. Always getting money, rains, no sleep. Every day I work my thumb. I don't get to take off. A hater get up. I'm ready like lift off. I've never been nowhere, but I'm ready to stay gone. Nothing ever lasts long. I'm always beating the odds. Taking all these trips, I had to go and get a passport. I'm just trying to live. I don't know what these mad for. I just signed a deal and got a really big bag for it. Still at your mama crib, ain't getting money, you gotta ask for it. Tired of complaining, I gotta change my situation. Looking at the view outside, I thought I would never make it. Every day they take, but that don't stop the money making. If you want it, go and take it. Ain't no point in hesitating. I don't wanna be on the ground when the time flies. Had so many friends go, I wonder when it's my time.
Okay, Coach, we are in the so-called rock and roll capital of the world, Cleveland, Ohio, at First Energy Stadium on the shores of Lake Erie. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Houston Oilers and the Cleveland Browns. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go. 180! Back forward. You must be dreaming.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. From the gun, it's Wentz. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
Well, partner, it's pretty simple. One thing you don't want to see defensively, on the very first snap of the game, some guy running free like we just saw there.
Heck of a start for this offense, no doubt. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. On first down, nothing opening up really on the running play. Give him maybe a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
And the pressure will get to him. He goes down. Now there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense. And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. Working from the gun, Wentz. Looking deep for Demarius. And that will be incomplete.
But that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away.
Come on now, let's go. At their own 26-yard line.
Right on these two, right on these two. There's a line. Top 50, yellow.
Hey, 4 down.
Mahomes now on first down. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
Now here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Richard. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
Yeah, I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Mahomes now on first down. And this one complete to Seth Roberts. 13 yards, and it keeps the drive moving.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
On first down, Mahomes. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Hollywood, Marquise Brown. His 14th touchdown now on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Elliott good with a PAT. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know. We know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together. The whole month of December is still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. A shotgun handoff to Patterson. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys to continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
The Browns send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. And they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already.
You better be afraid of me.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
On 2nd down now, Richard, and he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
They go play action here on 1st down. Eluding the pressure right. Incomplete. Well, prior to that, he had hit his first 6 passes to start the game, so on a nice little run to begin. It
feels like this offense has carried its dress rehearsal into the game. You know, because you do practice it, you do go through it, and in this case, it is clicking exactly like they drew it up.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Throwing now is Mahomes. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 12 yards there and a 1st down. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's Mahomes to throw. It's a screen to Richard. A nice little screen. They get 6 on 1st down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Mahomes. This will be caught by Brown. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way. Lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down. Mahomes now, only 1 pass has hit the ground for him. 10 of 11 thus far. It's 1st and 10. This is Richard, and he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Well, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14. Now here's Mahomes, and he's not able to get away, sacked back at the 22. Darren Lee. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Gonna need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack from Mahomes and company. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And that is incomplete.
Well, he's been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
And the kick by Elliott is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle. Right? No big plays given up. No balls over your head.
Now a hit and a loose football. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
As that ball got away from him, and he saw the opposing team recover it.
You felt his pain?
Oh, I felt his pain, and you know what was going through his head. Tuck it away. Take care of the ball. All the things he hears all week in practice, he didn't carry it over into the game.
They go play action. Now Mahomes. And this is caught at the 8. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up first and goal.
Yellow. There's a line, right?
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense. Check.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Jalen Richard. His second touchdown on the season. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Elliott now to add the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different colored jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
Yellow. 43, 15.
Come on. Check Mike. Alpha. Check Mike.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. And this is going to be intercepted. Mahomes picked by his ex-teammate Marcus Peters. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. A nice-looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A good pickup there, 21 yards. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Wentz. That's caught. It's Thomas. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal. A first red zone opportunity for the Browns thus far. This is first and goal from about the 8. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. Nice gain of 8 that time, and it's second and goal.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Good yardage on first down. Now can they punch it in on second and goal? And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Go, go.
It's third down and goal again.
Wentz now on third and goal. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
The kick by McManus is good. And they're on the board at least here. It's now 17-3. So they do get to 3 points before they hit halftime. Something to build on, maybe. Yeah,
go ahead and raise the banner, right? Wave the flag. That's good. Got points. And now, as you said, they've got something to build on as they get ready for the second half.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
First down and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You've got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Now Mahomes. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. To throw, it's Mahomes. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Working from the gun, Mahomes. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Mahomes picked by his ex-teammate Marcus Peters. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. So a big chunk of yardage will be marked off there for that PI call.
And now you know why receivers and the guys throwing the ball, they like to collaborate and just heave it up sometimes, because you can get these types of calls that go against the defense. Pass interference, and they gain over 30 yards of real estate on that one.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is second and 10. Final shot before the half from Mahomes. The throw left side complete to Treadwell. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. Meanwhile, down in Dallas, an update from there. And the Cowboys on the board again. It's a 2-touchdown lead there. That'll be a game to monitor as we go along. On first down, Richard. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it second and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because when they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's a quick hitch route and the throw complete. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. 11 yards there, first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Rashard trying the right side. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Mahomes. Over the middle, he's got Treadwell. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Marquise Brown with touchdown number 15 on the year and 2nd of the game. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. Elliott good on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Wentz now to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd.
And we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. The Browns send out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. This is taken at the 23. 12 yards on the return that time. And that will come the offense as they take over. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. They'll run with Kelly. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
There's a lot of good on that play when we see the big fella take it and rumble into the secondary. But how about the big part of it? Taking care of the football. He doesn't carry it very often, but when he does, he's got to make sure that he doesn't get it popped free. Unlike Mike Tolbert in Super Bowl 50, carrying the ball popped free, turnover, and it hurt his team.
Throwing on 1st down is Mahomes. Forced out to his left. He's got the 1st down inside the 10 and down to the 7-yard line. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. And that'll be incomplete.
After that throw, and it was definitely one that he would love to have back. I wonder what's going through his head. I wonder what kind of mind game he's playing with himself to get himself back on track. Because a lot of guys, that's what they do. They have little triggers that when the mechanics are off, or if they make a bad throw, that they go to that place to get themselves back in sync.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Incomplete on the throwaway. It's 3rd down and goal.
2 incompletions haven't moved him any closer. And likely throwing again, you'd have to think on 3rd and goal here. Mahomes now to throw. Connects it to Roberts, right side. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll be 4th down. And Elliott puts this one through. And that will extend the lead out to 24. They had it 1st and goal, 3 attempts, couldn't get it in, so they settle for 3.
Yeah, the field tends to shrink a little bit the closer you get to the goal line, doesn't it? It doesn't sound right. It sounds a little counterintuitive. But you run out of space to run the deep routes, so they can just sit on the shorter stuff if you're going to throw it. If you want to run it, there's just not as much space. They end up having to take 3 there.
The Browns' drive about to get started. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. On 2nd and 7, Wentz. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Taco Charlton showing his strength and quickness there, a loss of 4. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Working from the gun, Wentz. He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the 1st as the tackle is made at the 33. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. Man open, it's Kupp. He's got it. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a 1st down. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Wentz now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Now Wentz. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
He's going to float this one deep right side. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Trying to find Kupp, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And a big return will get him all the way down to the 35.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Mahomes going to throw. He'll find his running back here, Richard. And he'll go down at the 28. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. To throw again on 2nd down. Mahomes. Man open left side is Brown. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. And we're back now here in Cleveland. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. It's caught by Treadwell. and they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
So negative yardage, a loss of 3 on 2nd down, and that leads to a tough 3rd down call. Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. A hat tip to P.J. Williams there defensively, making sure that one didn't find its target. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know, in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Fielded about a yard deep. And Giovanni Bernard, nothing but green grass. He's at the 30, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. From one end zone to the other, 101 yards. And the Browns get a score closer.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules. And if you do, you're taking on some responsibility. But he was happy to do so there.
Of course, they had the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. Now here's a timeout coming on the defensive side of the ball. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And it looks like this one won't work out. Hands team able to secure the football. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number...
A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tavon Young. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Throwing on first is Wentz. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And he's going to get this inside the 30. The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another first down.
Now they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But I think a Brown was able to recover, and they'll indeed hold on to the ball here.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
A nice pickup there, 19 yards. And they're set up better for 3rd. Wentz to throw on 3rd and 1. And he finds a man. It's Olsen. And brought down, but not before he was able to break the tackle, and the extra effort moves the sticks. Defense was thinking run, and they're dealt a pass of just under. And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Cordero Patterson hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Browns make some inroads here on that deficit. So up comes Wentz as he and the guys on offense here. Patriots wins. And they're going to get the two-point conversion, caught in the end zone. Further, 2 scores down, 2 timeouts at their disposal. This is a critical onside kick.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you got a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one. And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Larry Ogunjobi picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Taken in at the 22. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. The Cleveland offense ready to go. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah,
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down.
Hey, 57. Greystone, travel. 33, check back 33.
In your face.
From midfield, here's Wentz. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas, and they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line.
Partner's bad enough when you just can't hold on to the football. But when your quarterback's throwing it to the other team, that's 3 interceptions now, 4 turnovers for the game. You really have no chance to win the football game.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. Buying time to his left. Looking left side, he's got it. Complete. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a 1st down.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, 4th quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a 1st. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Interesting, Mahomes wants to throw it. That's going to be caught. A big gain there, and that should certainly be enough to put this one in the win column. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in, and he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Jalen Richard, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, and his guys are going to add on to their lead. Elliott good with a PAT, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Wentz, and his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Xavier Howard.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
He completes it to Treadwell. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 23 yards, the final tally. Mahomes going to throw it here. Dancing to his left. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down. Play action. Now it's Mahomes. That is caught at the 7. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. The quick slant caught, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with it. I struggle. But on the other, the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
I'll guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners who had them. Hey, listen, get the points from me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
Well, in this one, partner, we had some action all the way down to the final whistle there with the late points and then the kickoff to end it.